Do you know, according to an article by Forbes, the Indian enrollment at Canadian universities has surged by over 5,800% in the last 2 decades. By early 2000, there were only around 2,000 students studying in Canada. But by 2021, this number skyrocketed to around 1,29,000 students, an immense increase of 1,27,000 students. So, why are so many students choosing Canada as their study destination? This is what we're going to explore in this podcast. Hi everyone, welcome to our podcast, that is AECC Podcast. I am your host Shweta, and today we are going to have a very special and beautiful guest with us, Miss Alicia Comfort from Brock University. Hi Alicia, welcome to the show. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Shweta. So my name is Alicia Campol, and I'm the Manager for International Recruitment and External Operations at Brock University, located in St. Catharines, Ontario, Canada. It's so great to be here at AECC to have this conversation.
Absolutely. So Alicia, as we all know that, studying abroad is a very big step for anyone. It's like stepping into a whole new world. You're going to meet a lot of new people, a lot of new cultures. So what strategies should a student use to get adapt to the Canadian culture?
That's a great question, Shweta. And I think the beauty of Canada is that it's so diverse that students are already embracing what may be Canadian already. And that includes like the media, the language. I mean, many TV shows are implemented here in India as well. So I think it's just doing the research and understanding some of the Canadian history, like July 1st is Canada Day. But also just really embracing the fusion of cultures together, getting involved in the community, volunteering, just exploring the landscape. In terms of the education system, it is a lot of freedoms. So there is an expectation for students to ensure that they're going to classes, studying. So I believe that in order to be fully immersed into the culture of Canada is that to be patient, but also just research in advance. Canada is a country with 4 seasons, so anticipating the weather is one thing as well. And I mean, in terms of food-wise, we are home of the maple syrup, and Tim Hortons is traditionally Canadian, so I know that's implemented here as well. So I would say students are already halfway there in terms of adapting to the Canadian culture.
We all love Tim Hortons here as well. Coming to the Brock University, why is Brock University different, and what edge does it give to the students to, in building their career in other aspects?
So Brock is located in the city of St. Catharines, which is on the southeast part of Ontario, Canada. And I think we're well positioned not only for academically, but professionally, because we border the US by Buffalo. So it's only a 30-minute drive to the USA. We're also positioned where we're only 60 minutes from a major metropolitan city like Toronto. Yes, so what that offers is the opportunity for students to find job employment after graduation. Our university is considered a mid-sized school with about 19,000 students, so students get, an intimate feeling but a world-class education. We were one of the pioneers in offering co-op education, and what that is, it's an opportunity where students can combine both academics and hands-on learning with an employer. And the beauty of that is that upon graduation, many of these employers hire our students so that when they graduate, they have a job in hand. And as a result, we have a 96% job success rate, which is the highest in the province of Ontario.
That is actually so great. So I just want to ask another question. Financial aspect is a very big, concern for a lot of students. Whether they can afford it or how are they going to do it. So what kind of they always look for, scholarship and aids kind of thing. So what scholarship and aids do Brock University provide to students to fulfill, their dreams?
Absolutely. Cost is always top of mind, and we want to ensure that if you're going to attend a university or college, that you're going to have return in investment. And I would say Brock has one of the most competitive scholarship opportunities, meaning that we grant over $4 million annually in terms of scholarship funding. And this can range from entrance scholarships to scholarships that are sponsored. We have athletic scholarships. And these are not just one-time scholarships. These are available to students all 4 years of study. So conveniently, we've developed something called the One Application, where using one application, students have access to over 700 scholarships and awards and bursaries all in one spot. Absolutely. And it really gives the chance for students to see what they're qualified for, recognizing that education is an investment and we want to try to help and support and alleviate the cost as much as possible. So students can earn from $1,000 plus, and our scholarships are also stackable, meaning that they can receive more than one.
So as we all know, when a student is going to study abroad, they have a lot of thoughts, random thoughts in their mind that, my university life is going to be like this, like that, whatever they see in movies. So it's going to be a blend of academic and social experiences. So what should a student should expect both academically and socially at Canadian universities?
Sure. So movies can tell a lot, and I would say more or less it's accurate, but really my best words of advice for a student is to step outside the box, try to be fearless. You're already taking that one step to come to the country, so continue to be resilient and try new things. I would say the Canadian culture, we have a reputation of being very nice. We say sorry more often than not, and it's really about getting involved, I think. On the social aspect, there's so many clubs and sports and groups that we encourage our students to take part of. And you have to keep in mind, these are the next 4 years of your university experience that you want to build those relationships and those memories. So. Right. Building on the connection, we have cricket. I know it's quite the religion here.
Yes, it is, yeah.
But we also have sports like pickleball, which is quite new in the scene. We celebrate a variety of cultures and holidays. So Diwali is also celebrated on our campus, Holi. But beyond that, I would say try something new too, something that maybe you're not too familiar with, right?
Yeah, absolutely agree. Yeah.
In terms of academics, recognize that, again, there's a lot of freedoms when you're coming to the university. You are choosing a program that you're interested in, but it's also an opportunity for you to explore other areas of subjects. This is a time for you to recognize what you may like, what you might not like, get involved with connecting with your professors. We all have an open door policy, so try just to get out of that comfort zone, get involved, ask questions, make mistakes.
Absolutely. It's very important to make mistakes, step out of your comfort zone, try new things and learn from the experiences. Absolutely agree. Thank you for painting such a vivid picture of what students can anticipate. So speaking of anticipation, let's talk about future. What are the current trends in Canada in terms of opportunities, career prospects, and what students can expect or they should look for?
Yes, that's a great question, and I think it's hard to say exactly what's going to be the hot new area to pursue in terms of career. I would say it really reflects the change in times. I would say post-COVID there was such an increase in programs like psychology and healthcare. But some of the most traditional ones that would consistently outcome in job prospects would be careers in STEM. Computer science has always been a strong area of focus, engineering, business. But really, I think what's interesting enough is that students are finding jobs and careers out of programs or areas of study that we wouldn't even think of. Influencers, YouTubers, that is sort of an area of specialty that, you can't really study for, but there's aspects in like humanities and media that you could certainly curate those fields of work. But I would really say that, aside from the traditional routes where students are looking at engineering, business, or STEM areas, we're surprisingly seeing an increase in more of the humanities, the social sciences side. But it really is about the student taking advantage of their program and building those networks and connections and seeing what opportunities lay out there. By entering into a program that has co-op, certainly that can increase the value of the program and the prospects because of the connections to employers. Again, getting involved through volunteering to build that network. We have various job fairs available on our campus too. So I think that with the Canadian culture, it is more about finding what is the best fit for the student versus what is going to land me a job.
True. So tell us more about these co-op programs. Like, what are they?
Sure. So at our university, we have 70 programs in 7 different areas of faculties. So co-op stands for cooperative education, and it's a chance where students can study as well work at a company related to their field at the same time.
That's great.
At our school, we have a 12-month co-op minimum, so meaning that students get exposure in that time frame. And what differentiates a co-op from an internship is that co-ops are paid placements. So our students are earning on average from $17 up to $23+ an hour, which is higher than the Canadian average salary per hour in Ontario. Yeah, and students can take multiple co-ops, meaning that through the terms, they could go through one company or another company, and that really diversifies their portfolio. So for example, a student in computer science, they could do a co-op at Google Canada. We have students that have gone to IBM. And our co-ops are not limited just to the Niagara region where we're located. They could go cross-border as well.
Cool. So there are a lot of introvert students, like they want or they just like to be in their comfort zone. But we all believe that networking and making connections are one of the most crucial aspects in building a career. So how does Brock University help students, in getting the leadership qualities out of them?
Yeah, so I'm really proud to say that Brock is number 1 in terms of student satisfaction. And I think it's the desire to ensure that students are, again, from apps to caps, meaning that when they come to the university, they are feeling interconnected and graduating with success. So from the start, when a student enters the university, they're embraced into our network, especially our international students. We have an international student service office that has a variety of events and networking opportunities. So bringing those students who are introverted into a space where they are also meeting other introverts is an intimidating but scary, but also a very fruitful opportunity. So I think it's firstly building that opportunity for students to feel uncomfortable as much as they may not like it, but then also getting that aha moment from these students after the fact saying, had I not tried, I would have never known. So through those networking opportunities, I would say from our staff also being very, providing that white glove approach, ensuring that they're going to be well taken care of from the start, really reduces those roadblocks or that fear and allows the student to become more comfortable. Really encouraging students, again, to get involved in the clubs, into sports, into, again, the Canadian culture. We offer sightseeing to Niagara Falls. So Brock is
nice.
home to the Niagara region, and the falls being only 20 minutes away. Again, our weather system, so we also take our students to go to the Niagara outlets and buy their first winter coat. So there's lots of ways for students to kind of get out of that comfort zone, to network, to become what might be introverted at first, but become extroverts. I have a story to share where we also have a scholarship called the Student Ambassador Award. Yes, and it's one of our most prestigious scholarships, awarded about close to $30,000. And a student from India, from Patiala, actually was awarded this award. And as part of the scholarship, students become ambassadors to the university. So what that means is that they have a social media presence, they're in our review books, they take part in the events around campus, and that is truly an elevated way for students to get exposure, but to really get themselves out there. And having other students, especially from India, seeing someone that looks like them and participating in events like that, I think breaks down those barriers in terms of getting connected and feeling, afraid of taking that first step.
Great. So lots of things to make them comfortable and feel connected to the Canadian, and other students.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. Thank you, Alicia, for sharing these invaluable insights with our viewers. It was a pleasure having you on the show, and you really shared some, really great, insightful details and things about Canadian culture. And I hope it's going to help a lot of students who will, listen to this.
Thank you so much, Shweta. It was such a pleasure to be on your podcast today, and really proud again to be partners with AECC. It's really exciting times right now. I hope to welcome all your students onto our campus and to really embrace everything that we've talked about today. And again, without further ado, in terms of what I've learned from India is cello.